The anime that will make your cry. The anime movie, Your Name, is a story about Mitsuha Miyamizu, who has always longed to be a boy living a busy life in the city. Meanwhile, Taki Tachibana lives the very life Mitsuha dreams of, knowing all too well how stressful the workload can be. Today we are going to look out for anime movies that will make you cry. Comment below what anime made you cry. A Silent Voice is a beautiful combination of heartache and love. Shoya Ishida has not always been the best person. As a child, his favorite pastime would be to bully a deaf girl from his class, Shoko Nishimiya. Despite not being the only one to bully her, he's singled out of the class for all the pain brought upon Shuko and ostracized by classmates and teachers alike. Now in high school, he's still haunted and wishes to make amends. This leads to a journey to meet and befriend Shuko years later. Anohana, the flower we saw that day. Meiko Menma Honma just won't seem to leave Jinta Yadomi alone. It's as though he's being haunted by more than just the past. Jinta has been living a life as a shut-in for quite some time, not daring to leave his home for anything, even school. Trying to ignore the apparition of his long-since-dead friend Menma, she gets even more agitated. All she wants is for him and their mutual friends to fulfill their shared childhood wish. Despite time having passed and the friends being distant, Jinta decides it's time to honor Menma's wishes, despite her no longer being a part of the living world. 5 centimeters per second. Akari Shinohara's family moves away. She leaves behind a very close friend, Takaki Touno. While they've still kept in touch through mail, the distance between them continues to grow. Takaki decides it's finally time to meet Akari one last time before his family also moves away. The series shows what happens when friends grow distant as we get older, but how we can still cherish those memories regardless. If you want something that showcases two people's lives differently, like Your Name, this would be a great and short series to start with. Erased Satoru Fujinuma is set back in time 7 minutes before a tragedy happens. Calling this power revival, he decides it's time to take advantage of it to save lives. But the power goes even further after he's accused of attacking someone close to him and sent back to 1988 when a classmate of his was killed. Now he must find out what happened to Keo Hinazuki, a girl from the past, and figure out how it may be connected to the events of the future. Is it possible for him to change these outcomes? Much like Your Name, this series has everything to do with changing the events of the past in hopes of a better future. Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl. Senpai Sakuda Azusagawa, a second-year high school student, has had multiple run-ins with the infamous puberty syndrome, a phenomenon that affects various youth in unique ways and typically makes things increasingly difficult. One such encounter happens when he sees the famous actress and classmate Mai Sakurajima dressed up in a bunny outfit at the library. Despite her odd and beautiful appearance, no one but him seems to be able to see her. As he tries to help Mai with her puberty syndrome, the two begin to grow closer, learning more about each other. Orange Naho Takamiya has received a strange letter claiming to be from her future self. At first, she tries not to think much of it, but when the contents of the various letters suddenly become true, she has no choice but to believe them. From them, she learns that her future self wants to change events in the past to prevent her greatest regret from ever happening. For some reason, these notes stress keeping an eye on Kakeru Narusa, the new transfer student who seems to be going through a rough time. As Naho and her friends find out more about both the future and the present, they work together to prevent various mistakes from happening. Orange is heartbreaking, but also a beautiful slice of life mixed in with supernatural phenomenons, much like Your Name.